Part 1, Top Tips.
Hi, so we're just going to run through a few of the very basics. The main thing with this challenge is we just want children to have a go, have some fun, try something new, try something different, and get some of the benefits from try golf that's maybe a little bit different to other sports that they've tried. So we're not going to put too much detail in here, but we don't want children to get into terribly bad habits, so we're just going to run through a few basics that you can help them out with. First of all, there are two clubs. We have a putter, which is this one with a flat face on it, and they happen to be red in try golf kits, but we've got a putter, and that is just for playing the ball along the floor, and we've got a chipper, which has got a blue head at an angle, and that is for trying to lift the ball up and knock the ball through the air. So we've got a chipper. Sometimes you'll hear that called a pitching wedge or a chipping wedge. So we've got a chipper and a putter. Now, you've got different clubs depending on your left or right-handed. If you've got a set that you're borrowing from us, I have gone ahead and marked them up with an R or an L to help you out, but it should become apparent once we get into it that if you're trying to hit the ball with the back of the putter, it's going to look very strange. You definitely can't hit the ball with the back of the back of the chipper. It will not work at all. So if someone's having a go at it, it looks completely wrong, just have a double check and see if they are playing with their left or their right hand dominant. Okay, so we'll have a look at the putter first of all. The grip and stance and swing is pretty much the same for both clubs. In terms of grip, you want your dominant hand at the bottom. I'm right-handed, so my right hand goes at the bottom, my left at the top. You can get into some crazy technical detail over what we do with our fingers here and how they interlap. But if you just get them to spread their hands out along the club nice and easily along the handle, and their thumbs should both be pointing pretty much down the shaft. So I've got dominant hand at the bottom, spread out, my thumbs pointing downwards. Stance. So I'm going to play the ball as if I'm hitting it towards you. The camera is the hole. So first things first, where's the ball? Well, we have a tee in golf, so there's always some markers on the floor to show us where to play from so that somebody doesn't start 30 metres closer to the hole than somebody else. So the ball can be anywhere you want so long as it's behind an imaginary line here between the tees. So I can play it from here, but I'm a slight disadvantage because I'm a couple of feet further back. I can bring it right up to here, that is absolutely fine, but I can't play the ball from in front of the tee. So decide where you want the ball. So I'm going to put the ball there, that's it, it's ready to go. If it stops moving, there we go. So the ball's there. So first things first, I want the ball to be more or less directly in the middle of me. I've got my feet parallel, about shoulder width apart, with the ball, as I said, right in the middle. So that's where to stand. You can see that I'm absolutely sideways on to where I want to play the ball. So you can get them to do that. You can just hold a club in front of them. That's where the ball's going to go, where the left shoulder is pointing if you're right-handed, right shoulder if not. So the ball's directly into the middle. My head is over the ball. I'm ready to go. I've checked my grip. And there we go. I've got to bend my knees slightly because this club is a little bit small for me, but there is my stance. I'm looking at the ball, not where I want to hit the ball. I'm looking at the ball, and I'm just going to do a nice, gentle tick-tock to play the ball. Gentle, gently is a word you're going to use an awful lot. We don't want the kid trying to smack it, falling over, trying to hit it like they're playing baseball. It's a very gentle, controlled sport. We're just looking for a gentle tick-tock. The ball is in the middle. I've checked my grip, bend my knees, head over the ball, tick-tock, tock. And it's just a gentle stroke. If I show you from sideways on, it's just a little like a pendulum, tick-tock. Now, if the hole was really close and I wanted to hit it really gently, I'd have a very little tick-tock. If it's further away, I might do a bigger tick-tock. But you can see that the tick and the tock are about equal in distance. Gently, gently, tick-tock. The only difference when you come to pitching is that you're just trying to brush the ball off the floor, just trying to brush it so that it goes up into the air. Just trying to brush it into the air. To help you with that, we've put some little tees in the pack that we're lending out. so that can sit on the floor and help it stay down, and you can pop the ball onto there, and that just helps you get underneath it, just trying to brush the ball up into the air. If you're playing on the fields and the grass is nice and long, you might not need that anyway. They can just brush it off of the grass. If you're playing on the playground, which you probably will need to do for putting, not necessarily for pitching, just be careful they're not smacking the clubs into the ground, because these are only plastic and they will break them. So the action, as I said, with the pitching wedge is pretty much exactly the same as the putter, but we're just trying to brush the ball off that tee. If they look up too early, they end up lifting their shoulders and topping the ball and just shooting it along the floor, and it won't work out. So to show you what I mean, if I happen to be left-handed and picked up this club, I've got my left hand at the bottom, my right hand at the top, I'm all set up nicely, ready to go, but I'm going to be hitting it with the downside of the back of the club. It just won't work. If you're very lucky, you might have some of these lying around school in kits that you've bought before or been given before, and they work just the same. You can pop the ball up on the tee at the front and just brush it off of that to get it into the air. Last thing to say on these basics is that these balls, I know they look like proper golf balls, but they're very, very light, almost sort of polystyrene. They're not going to smash windows. They're not going to break heads. Make sure you haven't had some proper golf balls slip into your equipment, which are really rock hard and will probably break the club, but definitely could cause damage elsewhere. So that's the end of this little introduction, the basics around golf. Key word here is gently. Gently. Slow it down. Don't hit it too hard. Nice and gentle. Good luck. Have fun.
Part 2, resources. If you go to our website, which is www.agilitasports.com, and then try /try-golf-challenge, or you can get that from the drop down bar at the top under lockdown resources, you'll find this page. There are 8 big red buttons. If you click on those, they should give you everything you need. Part 3, the 4 stations, how to set them up and how to score. First of all, in terms of COVID safety, we think this is a very safe activity to do. The children are very well spread out throughout, they're taking turns, and there's very limited contact. There will potentially be some sharing of equipment unless you're very fortunate and you have enough balls for one each and enough clubs for one each. There will be some sharing. But we hope that that can be managed by the children washing their hands before the session and after the session, and then you disinfecting the equipment and the balls in between different groups. The rest of the time they are in queues, taking turns, running to collect their ball, running back again, next person having their turn. In a normal situation, we would have pupils on each station in groups of 10, and we would split those between 2 queues. So we'd have one area where they're playing, but there would be 2 queues of 5, each independently taking shots, collecting balls, going to the back of their queue and keeping going. This means there's a good amount of activity time, not too much standing around time, and actually if you have too many, fewer than that, you'll find they will get really puffed out because they are running quite hard, quite a long way in some cases, to fetch their ball and bring it back again. Now, the nature of this competition is that it's a timed game, so they're working as a group, ideally about 10, for 5 minutes. So if you've got more children than 10, it just means they're going to maybe have 1 go less or 2 goes less than otherwise. If you've got a few less than 10, it's fine. It won't affect the scoring, but they will have maybe a couple of goes extra each. If your numbers are very low, if you've only got 5 or 6, I would just set up 1 tee on the activity rather than the 2. If you've got more than maybe 15, 16, then I'd consider maybe setting up, a second activity or another tee, depending on if you can have another adult with you or not. But you'll see how it looks once we have a look at them in just a moment. Before showing you how to set up the 4 stations, just a quick word of advice on where to set them up. There's a little bit of a balancing act to be had here on whether you want to go on a hard playground or on a grass surface. If the grass, if your playing field is dry and it's been cut and it's nice and level, then you could do the whole thing on grass and that would be fine. But if you're playing on a muddy surface, the grass is long, it will be virtually impossible for the children to do the putting exercises. The putting exercises would be much better done on a hard flat surface, so I would do those on your playground. Where we're getting the children to pitch, that may be better off done on the grass because it will cause much less damage to the clubs. You can still do it on the playground, but you would definitely want to do it off of some mats or off a little raised rubber tee like the ones that we're loaning to school, so that they're less inclined to smack the clubs onto the concrete floor and break all of your clubs very quickly. So putting wise, unless it's in the middle of summer and you've got beautifully flat grass, I would do it on the playground. Pitching wise, do them on the grass or off of tees on the playground. If it's horrible outside, you can do these activities indoors. You may have to adapt the distances slightly, but certainly the putting ones you can do perfectly well indoors. Thank you.
Okay, so this station is called Tunnel Ball. And just to show you the layout, I've got some red cones here at 2 metre intervals, and this is what the children would queue in. So you'd have one child waiting here to go behind the red cones. We've always used red cones in tri-golf to mark out a safety zone anyway. The next child would be here behind this one. So they're spread out 2 metres apart waiting for their turn. When it's for their turn, this is a putting challenge, and they've got to make some decisions here about where they want to putt for. The aim is for them to score by hitting the white cone. We're using the white cone at the end there as the hole. The diagrams on the user sheets show a half cone, a half hoop, but we're aware that most schools won't have a half hoop, so we're just going to use a cone. In terms of measuring it out, you'll see on the diagrams as well, it talks about putter lengths. So we measure the distance between cones by putter lengths. So you'll see that 1, 2, 3. This one is 3 putter lengths away from the red zone, and then these are in 2 putter length intervals. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So the children here have got to do a little bit of self-assessment on where they want to putt from. If they putt from here, where the yellow cones are, and they hit the white cone, they get the full 10 marks. They might say, well, that's impossible, I can't do that. Oh, they go from the blue. If they putt from behind the blue tees and hit the white cone, they get 5. If they putt from behind the green tees here and get it, they score 1. Whichever one they choose to go from, they get 1 attempt, they run and get their ball, they join the back of the queue, next person goes. Okay, so that is Tunnel Ball. Hi, so this is our second putting challenge, and this is called Zone Ball. The line-up over here for where the children will wait safely in queues is as it was before. The tees are here, they're the same distance as before, so they are 1, 2, 3 putter lengths away. Okay, we now need to go from a midpoint here, and we're going to measure out, let me just check what it is, 8. We're going to check out 8 putter lengths. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just check you haven't gone too far adrift, but this yellow one's going to go midway between the 2 tees. That's there on the floor, and then I'm going to just touch next to it. Blue, 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 and then on the outside, greens. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's the layout, ever so easy. So when it's their turn, we all putt from the same place, which is anywhere you want behind the 2 white cones. You're aiming at the targets over there. If you hit the yellow cone, you get 10. If you hit the blue cones, you get 5. If you hit a green cone, you get 1. If you miss it altogether, you get 0. You have a go, you run and get your ball, go to the back of the queue, next person goes. And the key one here is honesty, because you'll have to judge a little bit which one did it actually touch first. Did it touch more of the blue, more of the yellow? So we're looking to the children to be honest about their scoring there. So that is zone ball. Okay, so this is called down the middle, and this is a chipping station. Same cueing system at the back, same tees here. So you start with the ball anywhere you want behind the white tees, somewhere here. And this is a little chipping practice. So we've set up over there, we've gone 10 putter lengths to the river marked in blue. So we've got 10 putter length here, and then we've got 10 putter lengths to the end, and then each of these is 5 wide. So from the green line to the green line is 5 putter lengths, and from the green line to the green line is 5 putter lengths. So scoring wise, if you hit the ball and it crosses the blue line, but by trickling along the floor, you get 1 point. If you hit the ball and it goes through the air but lands either off to the side, way past your area, or on the other fairway, you get 5 points. So if it crosses the blue line, the river, in the air, you get 5 points. To get the full 10, it needs to land on your own fairway. So from that tee, that is this area here. And if you're playing off the other tee closest to you as the camera, it would need to be here. So it has to land on your own little bit of fairway to get 10 points. Dribbles across on the floor, 1. Doesn't make it to the blue line at all is 0, I'm afraid. Great, next one. So this is our 4th station, called drive for show, putt for dough. And set up over here is exactly the same as before. We've got our cues so the pupils wait 2 metres apart, and when it's your turn you come up to the tee. The first shot you're going to play is with your chipper, and you've got to try and put in a decent chip. You're trying to get it to cross the river over there, which is our blue cones. So your first shot is a chip. If it doesn't reach the blue line, you get 0, I'm afraid, and that is the end of your go. You go to the back of the queue once you've collected your ball. If it crosses the blue line, but just dribbles along the floor, so it doesn't get there through the air, you get 1 point. Go and get your ball, bring it back, end of your turn. If you get it in the air and it crosses the river, you've succeeded. You've got 5 points in the bag, but you get a chance of doubling your 5 to 10 by putting. So if you've got 5 points, you've got a chance to double it by having a putt. And the putt here is trying to hit the hole here, which is just 2 putter lengths away. Okay, we've changed on the diagram. It shows that as being a half hoop. We're just going to put a cone down for this. It's got to touch the cone to score. In terms of distances, the blue line over there is 10 putter lengths away, the same as in the last activity, and the hole here is 2 putter lengths away. So, doesn't reach the blue line, 0. Dribbles along the floor and crosses the blue line, 1. Crosses the blue line in the air, you've got 5. If you then get the putt, it doubles to 10. If you miss your putt, you've still got your 5 safe and sound. You can't get 15, I'm afraid. Good luck.
Part 4, the stations in action.
Okay, so ready, steady, go. So here we go. This is the tunnel ball in action. He's opted to go from the 1. Oh, just misses it. And you can see they're working. We've got 12 children out in this group today, 2 queues of 6. They're nicely spread out. We're keeping a cumulative score. There's a shot. He took it from the blue. That's 5 points. And he runs to the back of the queue. Next person gets to decide. And they can pick whether they want to go from the yellow, blue or green. Oh, he gets it. That's another 5. Oh, now this chap's just hit it a bit too hard. And remembering it's against the clock, that's going to take quite a bit of time now to bring the ball back. We're just using one ball for this. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck. Better luck next time. Now, were you from the blue or the green? Try and stay behind the blue then. If you're going from the blue, you've got to be behind the blue. You can't be halfway in between two colours. Oh, bad luck. A little bit harder next time. That's it. She's placing it very carefully there. She's lining up very nicely. Oh, fantastic shot, 5. But she's left herself a bit of work to do to go and get the ball back. You've got just over a minute left. And you can see they're just shuffling back one each time. Oh, it's coming round. Bad luck, good length. Here it comes, here it comes. Oh, just short, bad luck. Bad luck. Go for the 1s, guys. How many have we scored so far? 10, I think we're on. Maybe we should try for a few more 1s. Very nicely lined up. Oh, just missed. And you can see this is working well on the playground. This would not work particularly well on a long, muddy grass surface. The ball will just not run straight. Oh, at all. So here we have zone ball in action. We've got the 2 cues ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off. They've got 5 minutes. They take their shot. They collect their ball. They just rotate back in their cue. We're going to keep a total score for all, in this case, 12 pupils. If they hit the greens, there's 1. If they hit the greens, it's 1. Blues is 5. Yellow is 10. So 1's the score so far. Oh, there's another 1 and a 5. So you've got 1, 1, 5. That's it. Take a little bit of time to set yourself up. Oh, there's another 5. Well done. And they're just rotating down the cue. They're staying 2 metres apart. So here we've got down the middle. They take their turn. They run out and get the ball because we're against the clock. They whiz it back, pop it on the floor. And you can see we're playing on the playground, so we're using some tees. So that crossed the blue line on the floor. That's a 1. Oh, they both crossed the line, but they went on the floor before the line. They're 1s. So if we cross the river, this blue line in the air, they definitely get 5, but it's 10 if they can land it in their own fairway. So that's a 1. Oh, there we go. We got a perfect 10 there. It went in the air and landed in their box here, which is 10 club lengths wide, 5 club lengths wide, 10 long. So that was a 1 over there. I just saw. Gently, gently. Oh, so a lovely big hit, went through the air, but didn't land on your own fairway. That's a 5. And you can see there's quite a bit of running involved in this one because they're hitting it a long way. The ball will carry on running on the playground. Well done, that was a 1. And we're just trying to brush it into the air. Here comes a lovely 1. And in the air, landed on his own fairway. That's a 10. Guys, I'd recommend you leave the club. If you run with it and fall over, you'll hurt yourself. So try and remember to leave the club. Here he goes. Nice stance. Oh, a lovely gentle pop in the air. Nice and gentle. It was just a bit short. That's a 1. Okay, so here we've got drive for show, putt for dough. And 3, 2, 1, go. There we go, they're having a hit. Okay, so this one here, it crossed the river, but it was on the floor, so they only get the 1. And the chap over there, it crossed the river through the air, so he got 5 and a chance to make a 10, which he just missed. So he's got a 5. So he got a 5 and a 1. And the children will learn quite quickly that if they absolutely smack this first shot, it goes miles. It takes a long, long time to go and get the ball back. We're still staying in our cues, taking turns nicely, keeping spread out. Here he goes. It's gone through the air. So he's got a 5. He's got a 5 in the bag, and now he has a go at the putt. Oh, it stays as a 5. Guys, shout out the scores in case I miss any. I got a 5, a 1, and a 5 so far. And they're working as a group of 12 here. It's not an individual. It's not one cue against the other cue. All 12 are working together. Oh, that crossed the line. That's a 5. You've got a putt to go. You've got a putt to go. Don't lose the ball, though. It's gone about half a mile away. There's a 5. Can you change it into a 10 with the putt? Oh, just missed. So it says 5. That touched it? Touched it. That's a 10. That's good enough. It's only got to touch the cone. You might want to grab your putting ball ready to go as well. And all of these challenges, we give them about 2 minutes practice time and exactly 5 minutes on the challenge. So with a bit of explaining, a little bit of coaching, a bit of movement time, you should be able to get this done in 45 minutes. Setting out the cones does take a little while. It's going to take you a good 15 minutes. There's a really long shot. So that was a 5. He gets to have a putt. Thank you. That was a 1. Oh, just missed. So it stays a 5.
Part 5. How to fill out the scorecard. Pop your school name down in the appropriate box and then indicate which year group are having a go. This could be just one year group, or if you've got very few pupils in or a very small school, you might like to group together year 3, 4s or group together year 5, 6s. In the main big score box, you can just keep a tally in there of whether they've scored 1, 5 or 10. Those are the only options available in any of the challenges. They either score nothing, 1, 5 or 10. Just keep a jot of those in the score box and then total them up on the right hand side. Once they've had a go at all 4 challenges, you can get a grand total for that group that have had a go. Part 6. Submitting your scores and your participation data. Here's a completed entry form from Perfect Primary School, and this is for a year 4 group. We just want your best one from this year group. You might just send us this one. It might be you only had a go with year 4s, but you might have a go with different age groups, either on their own, or you might have to combine age groups because of numbers involved. Here's the participation data for Perfect Primary School, and in this case you can see they did in fact only do this activity with year 4s, and they've just jotted down there the number of boys and girls that took part, the number of boys and girls who had any special needs, and the number of black, Asian or minority ethnic group pupils who took part. Those are any pupils that you wouldn't classify as being white British. We've also jotted down there the number of pupils who took on any sort of leadership roles. They might have helped setting up, they might have run the stopwatch to 5 minutes, they might have done some recording and jotting down the scores, or they might have been helping out encouraging weaker pupils. So hopefully this video's set you up and you've got everything you now need to know to get on and have a go at this challenge. If you've got any questions or problems, please give me a call, drop me an email, get in touch. If you're having a go at it, please let me know, and if you could do any tweet outs just to promote it, that would be fantastic. If you want to have a go at it but you haven't got any tri-golf equipment, I've put together some little sets that I can loan out to you, so you could have them for a week and then I'd come and collect them again. I'm also looking for some schools in term 4 where I'll go out and I'll deliver the challenge. So I'll come in the morning after the children are in school and safely away and parents have gone, and I can set up all 4 challenges on your playground, and then I could run through with like 2 groups in the morning, 2 groups in the afternoon, and get potentially your whole school done depending on the size of your school. If you've got a lot of pupils, we might have to target the children that we offer it to. I hope you have great fun with this. If you could get any results into me and the participation data in by the end of term so that I can collate those and get ready with results after the Easter holidays. We've got a really fantastic top prize, which will be a school will be offered the chance to send 6 boys and 6 girls to Burley Golf Club for a 2-hour session with the Club Pro, with proper clubs on the course. We're hoping to get similar from a couple of other golf courses, but that's in the pipeline. I'm hoping to put together some other prizes as well as well as the usual certificates and medals. So I hope you enjoy this. Any questions, get in touch. Have fun. Bye.